Hi, Camille. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
It's been a while since I've seen you.
Yeah.
So how have things been going since I last saw you?
It's going pretty well. Um, Finals were over, so now we're into um the next semester. So it went pretty well. Still, I was like really anxious getting to the actual finals, but that is over. I'm feeling a little bit more relaxed.
A little more relaxed?
Yeah.
That's good. What does it feel like to feel more relaxed?
Um, Really just like the pressure is gone and a little bit more relieved. Um, than the semester means that it's like a clean slate. So for next classes, just starting over pretty much.
Starting over. Sometimes a fresh slate feels really nice.
Yeah,
Is that kind of how you're perceiving this semester to be? It's like a clean slate.
yeah, definitely.
So what helped you get through finals?
Um, I guess organizing. Um, I think it's kind of hard because obviously you have classes like back to back and you have to study for more than one at the same time. But coming up to finals, I was really trying to just map out my time, and um, that seemed to help a little bit. I was still kind of anxious, but it decreased a lot. I was like planning time, like let's say um, 10 to 12, I was studying for one class, and then take a little break, and then um, one to two, 1 to 2 or 3, I'll be working on another class. So um, that helped me kind of feel like, okay, like I have it under control.
So it sounds like scheduling and just generally being organized is really helpful for you
Yeah.
for managing that anxiety.
Hmm.
That's great. It's great that you found something to get yourself through. Is there anything else that seemed to help uh, sort of diminish the amount of anxiety you were feeling during finals?
Not really. That was really the only thing I tried. Um, I'm open to suggestions.
I can definitely give you some. Um, did you ever feel like you were close to be having another panic episode or a panic attack, like you've described happening to you in the past?
Yeah, I did.
You did have one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Coming up to my more like science, like my biology classes, like that was where like my main worry was. So I did get like a little bit more anxious before I had to take that one. So yeah.
And how did you get yourself through that?
Um, it was only the organizing that I could really do, or like I just stepped away sometimes, but I didn't really. There was nothing else that I tried. Yeah.
Yeah. Stepping away is definitely a very good and important strategy, and one that's actually one of the hardest ones to remember to do in the moment. So good for you for pulling through. Well, I do have a few suggestions. So one would be deep breathing.
Okay.
We may have tried that last time that we met, but it was a little while ago.
Yeah.
Do you want to try it as a sort of refresher?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. So when you're in that moment of just starting to feel like the panic is kind of coming on, it's almost like a wave. And it's as the wave starts to sort of come over you and you realize that your breathing is not quite right, starting to get a little bit faster, you're starting to get maybe a little bit shaky. That's a good time to stop whatever you're doing. If you can, get to a quiet place. If not, just sitting down right where you are is fine too.
Okay.
And then either closing your eyes or leaving them open and just taking some deep, deep breaths. And one thing that I recommend to people is actually breathing in for a count of 4, and then holding your breath for 4 counts, and then breathing out for a count of 4, and keeping those numbers running through your head as you're doing it. It's called block breathing.
Okay.
Do you want to try it?
Sure.
Okay. So you can close your eyes, and we'll breathe in for 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1, and out for 4, 3, 2, 1. In for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. And out for 4, 3, 2, 1. How does that feel after just doing it a couple times?
That felt really good.
And you can do it for as long as you need to. You can do it anywhere, unless you're driving. That would not be a good idea. Or operating any other kind of machinery. That would also not be safe. But you can do it almost anywhere, and just remembering the number 4 is really the amount of effort it takes. So that's a really good thing to do in the moment. Some other things that you can do to try and prevent, I have here some information about progressive muscle relaxation, and that's sort of a mindfulness meditation activity where you practice relaxing certain parts of your body and isolating those parts of your body to relax them. So, for example, you'd first relax your toes, and then you would relax your legs, and then your arms. So it's asking you to just focus on those body parts and relaxing them, and then sort of bringing them back to reality. So it's very meditative. Do you want to try it?
Okay.
Okay. You can close your eyes if you would like. You can sit in a comfortable position for now. You can also, when you do this at home or somewhere else on your own, you can lie down.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Begin by taking a deep breath and noticing the feeling of air filling your lungs. Hold your breath for a few seconds. Release the breath slowly and let the tension leave your body. Take in another deep breath and hold it. Again, slowly release the air. Even slower now, take another deep breath. Fill your lungs and hold the air. Slowly release the breath and imagine the feeling of tension leaving your body. Now, move your attention to your feet. Begin to tense your feet by curling your toes and the arch of your foot. Hold on to the tension and notice what it feels like. Release the tension in your foot. Notice the new feeling of relaxation. Next, begin to focus on your lower leg. Tense the muscles in your calves. Hold them tightly and pay attention to the feeling of tension. Release the tension from your lower legs. Again, notice the feeling of relaxation. Remember to continue taking deep breaths. Next, tense the muscles of your upper leg. Make sure you feel the tenseness without going to the point of strain. And release it and feel the tension leave those muscles. Okay, we can stop there. We don't have to do the whole thing right now.
Okay.
How did that feel?
That was different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Different how?
I never thought about how tensing and then releasing it would feel. It felt really just calming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
How did it feel while you were doing it? So while you were tensing, How did that feel?
I don't know. It was just the tightening, the. I liked the way it felt. After releasing, it just felt my body relaxed. So that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like you have tension building in certain parts of your body without even realizing it until you notice that you're tense?
Yeah. Yeah. Usually just my shoulders and my neck sometimes. So.
You should have kept going. Yeah, but that's one thing that exercise can help with a lot.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time, folks with anxiety feel tension in their bodies, but they don't even notice it because it's just the anxiety that's how they're feeling is manifested physically, but they it's like that almost all the time. So when you kind of feel tense all the time in a certain part of your body, you don't even notice it because that's just how it always is.
Right.
So that exercise really helps you notice how it feels to relax and how much better it feels than being really tense. So just sort of a mindful way to notice how anxiety is affecting your body.
Yeah.
And again, you can do that almost anywhere. Usually it's most comfortable to do it somewhere like at home or in your dorm room, or you could do it in your car if it was parked. Again, you don't want to do that one while you're driving, probably. Yeah. Do you think that either of those exercises are something that you might try to do on your own?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. So we talked about getting through finals from last semester. Anything else going on?
Well, one of my classes I didn't really do that well. So I don't have to take it over. I got a C. So it is fine because this is my first semester, so obviously I just can't get another one. But that didn't feel too good.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still trying to like be positive and just worry about this next semester and not that great because it really felt really bad to not really do what I wanted to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that must have been very frustrating to do all that work and then to not get the grade that you expected.
Yeah, I tried really hard and I don't know, it's a difficult class. I know a lot of other people like didn't do so well either, but I mean, personally, I still kind of hope that I did better than I did.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was frustrating, especially since it's kind of has to go with like my major. You kind of have to pass those classes to get to the actual classes that you want for your major. So if I don't do good, I don't get to the classes that I want. So yeah, kind of sucks.
So how did you move past that feeling of disappointment when you found out what your grade was?
I try not to think about it honestly. So didn't really have like the best way to get over it. So yeah, kind of just tried to forget about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you hoping for the semester?
I'm hoping to just do better in my classes and just stay on top of everything. Um, Maybe ask for help from the teachers or see if there's other resources somewhere because, you know, there has to be something if everyone didn't do that good in the class. Like, what other options would I have had, like, you know, for next time, just in case it happens again?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds like you have a good plan for some steps to make it a more enjoyable semester, a more successful one, for sure. Let's talk about your friends. So, last time we talked about how you didn't feel like you could really talk to any of your friends about your anxiety because you didn't want them to think less of you. Is that right?
Yeah.
So how is your relationship going with your friends? Are you still friends with them? Are they still in your life?
Yeah, we're all still friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's going good. Well, we're still in the same dorm and same roommates. So we're hoping that after this semester that we'll just do the same thing for sophomore year too. So yeah.
So you guys are pretty close.
Yeah.
That's nice. Do you feel like you've built more trust with any of them at all to sort of be able to open up to them about the feelings you're going through, or has that not happened? You don't think you're there yet?
Yeah, I think with my roommate, I probably would be more comfortable talking to her about that. I know that we get our grades like over break, so obviously we're not seeing each other to talk about it really. So we didn't really talk about those classes. Plus, we have different majors, so what's required for me is not really required for her for the first year. Um, but yeah, we kind of like we didn't talk about it in depth, like what our grades were, but we kind of just left it like, yeah, we did all right, pretty much for our first year. So I think this year this semester, I probably feel a little bit more comfortable, like actually talking to her about it, like if it ever comes back up.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're building some very healthy friendships.
Yeah.
Just slowly building up the trust, which is nice.
Yeah. 'Cause I didn't want to like just tell them and then we weren't there yet, and then kind of them feeling like I'm a failure and maybe not wanting to be my friend anymore or something. So yeah, I think it's better to like gradually get there.
What makes you think that someone would not want to be friends with you because of your grades?
I don't know. I feel like this school is kind of big on academics and doing well, and everyone had to have like a really good GPA to get in. So I don't want to feel like I'm the not smart friend. Yeah.
So it sounds like you may have a little bit of fear. Is that right? A little bit of fear about being perceived as the least intelligent friend.
Right.
Has that been a fear of yours before?
Yeah. In high school.
What was that like? What was that situation?
I guess my family also has like high expectations, so I've always just tried to excel in school. So in high school, I just tried to do my best and make sure I was on top of everything and passing, trying to get like 100s instead of like 90s or 80s, or just like, I guess, overachiever kind of pretty much. But that's kind of how I was raised, to like excel or do the best.
And did anybody that you knew ever give you a reason to think that you were not successful and not intelligent?
No one ever really said anything like that, but like I know sometimes family, they'll like joke about like, oh, like I got an 80, and they're like, why didn't you get 100? But like like little things like that, but no one ever really like flat out said like I wasn't smart or anything. It's just those little things that I was like, okay, so the 80 wasn't good enough, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did that make you feel when you heard comments like that?
I felt bad. Like I was like, I want to do better than that. Obviously, it's school and you can't always get those grades, but yeah, like at the time, like I really was like, kind of sucked. I was like, okay, I tried my best, and I guess that wasn't good enough.
So what would you do when someone said something like that?
Sometimes it would make me sad, and then I'll kind of just like be quiet or like go to my room. But yeah, or try to change the subject or something.
And did those comments affect you in any other way that you can remember?
Not really. Just kind of just pushed me to try to do better, like everything, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like you need to do better?
Yeah. That's so weird.
So you feel like you need to do better. Did you feel like you needed to do better in high school?
Yeah, I did. Um, I tried to like study harder. I didn't really do any sports because I wanted to focus on my academics, so I didn't really go out a lot. Like I was kind of just really trying to make sure I did really good in school.
What did you think, or what do you think will happen if you don't do as well as you want to do?
And I'll feel like a failure. And that's not really a good feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that.
What would that feel like?
Just really low. I don't know. And then I kind of feel like maybe it's not like an isolated thing. Like probably happen again. And just maybe I'm just not good at whatever I'm doing.
Have you ever felt like a failure?
Yeah. I felt like that with that class. I didn't do so well in.
Mm-hmm. What is that feeling like?
Yeah, I just feel really, really low.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of like makes me think about myself. Like I'm kind of like maybe I'm just dumb and I can't understand it. And, maybe I'm not in the right major if I can't handle this class and I didn't really get to like my major stuff yet. And just a lot of different things, like not nice things about myself that I was thinking.
So it sounds to me like when you have that sort of negative thought about that usually starts with something like, what if I fail?
Mm-hmm.
That it sort of starts to spiral into many negative thoughts about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound along those lines?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to try something with you. This is actually a questionnaire that I think you would typically write your answers out to.
Okay.
But I want to try having you answer these questions just verbally,
Okay.
if
sure.
we can do that. So thinking about those negative thoughts that you were just telling me about, like, what if I fail this class? I'm not going to do well. Those kinds of things. These are questions to ask yourself to determine whether those negative thoughts are helping you. And so let's kind of just go through them to see what you think. So the first question you ask yourself is there evidence for these thoughts? So is there evidence that you are going to fail or that you aren't going to do well in a class?
No.
Okay.
I mean, just for that class, but
Mm-hmm.
not every other class. I mean, I did pretty well in other classes for the semester.
Okay. The next question would be, is there evidence that's contrary? So is there evidence that's opposite, that shows the opposite of those thoughts? Is there any evidence that you are going to do really well in a class?
Well, yeah, the other classes, I guess. Yeah, that I passed.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you attempting to interpret the situation without all of the evidence?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. What would a friend think about the situation?
I don't know. I haven't thought about that one. I haven't really talked to my friends about those thoughts or anything.
Yeah. So maybe thinking about what your friends would think or say. sort of after thinking about whether or not you have evidence for these things,
Yeah.
then thinking about what they might say might help you visualize what it would be like to have a conversation with them about it. So this would be a good exercise to sort of, again, help build up your trust in that one friend you were telling me about that you're feeling closer to, that you would like to open up to. If I look at the situation positively, how is it different?
Well, that is different. I mean, I didn't fail the class. I just didn't do as well as I wanted to. So, like, to me, I failed, but, like, to the college, I didn't fail because I'm still on track to be in my program. So, I mean, that's one bright side. I mean, they do have, like, you can have a C in one class for, like, your first year. So, I mean, but then that kind of makes me a little anxious, too, because, like, I don't want to do bad in this semester either. But, I mean, I guess that can motivate me to do better.
Okay, so you're like wavering on the positive.
A little bit,
you
yeah.
keep going, but I understand your train of thought. So, yeah, you feel that while it's not fantastic that you got a C, you are allowed at least one this year. So that's year one, right? And now you kind of have a better feel for how the college academic year goes.
Yeah.
This is a big transition, and that you feel more confident now in going on with the rest of the semester. And the last question is, will this matter a year from now?
Well, it depends. But, I mean, okay, try to think positive. So if I'm thinking positive, if I don't like do bad or get any C's in my other classes, then no, it won't really matter.
Yeah. And how about 5 years from now?
Yeah, it definitely didn't matter.
Why not?
I mean, I'd be done with school.
Yeah.
So
You'll be off on a career if you're very young.
yeah, I'll have my degree.
So how did answering these questions feel now that you've done them? Do you think that helps, or?
It did, especially like the last one, because like in the bigger picture, like it won't really matter in the end. But yeah, it's just kind of like something they get over.
You seem much more relaxed now than you did at the beginning of the session.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I feel good. Those kind of helped. Like I feel like I kind of just have to like prepare, and I'll be good.
Good.
I think I'll be good.
I'm glad that you're feeling better and that you feel like you have a plan for the semester.
Yeah. I feel a little bit more confident.
That's good. I do have some things for you to take home.
Okay.
So this is called a panic assessment, and I'm just gonna give it to you, and you can use it or not use it. It's up to you. If you do start to ever feel like you're having another panic episode or a panic attack, you probably will look at it after that event happens, because in the moment you're not gonna say, oh wait, let me go grab the panic assessment sheet.
Right.
So if you do have another panic attack, if you could fill this out, if you remember to. If not, that's fine. But it's just a good way to sort of identify exactly what kinds of symptoms you were feeling and when. So that's that. This is some information about what panic attacks are. I just like to give this to people so that they have a little more info about what that is. And I can also give you this script about the progressive muscle relaxation, if you would like, and I can give you these challenging negative thoughts questions as well, so you have them, so you can use those if you would like. So I'm giving you lots of goodies.
Right.
And I would love to see you again so that we can talk about those things if you do choose to use any of them, and to just check in and see how you're doing.
Yeah.
Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
Okay. It was good to see you, Camille.
Thank you.
Looking forward to our next meeting.
Thank you.